It is NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. From Quicken Loans Arena, tonight, the Cleveland Cavaliers getting set to match up with the New York Knicks. Won by the Knicks. Jay, last few drafts, the Knicks have gone younger. What do you like about Kevin Knox and his raw potential?
His upside. He just turned 19 on August 11th of this past summer, and what he did in Summer League blew my mind. Was first-team All-NBA Summer League, averaged 24 points, shooting 47% from the field. This kid has every chance to be a star.
Smith. Inside, he scores.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Possession lies with New York. To Hardaway. Here comes the screen. Hardaway. Tim Hardaway Jr. missed his first. That one goes.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
Nothing going here on that drive. Hill to Korver. Here comes the screen. Has a look. Shot by Smith off the mark. Burke with it. Looking to make something happen. The screen sets him up for two.
You know, sometimes it takes a little while to figure things out. Towards the end of the 17-18 season, Trey Burke finally looked like the guy who was drafted 9th overall. In fact, he looked even better, hungrier than I've ever seen him before. He even braided his hair to resemble his idol, Allen Iverson. I'd keep an eye out and see what he can do in this one.
To Love. For three, his first effort off the mark.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Hardaway to Ntilikina. Here comes the screen. From long range. Rebound Love. Smith with it up top. Down two. Hill. Can't connect. It's no good. Ntilikina with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Got it.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Cavs at the controls. George Hill to Korver. Love. Tough shot. Well defended. Jay, the Knicks searched long and hard for their next head coach. They chose David Fizdale. Why was this the right choice?
Well, first off, he's a two-time NBA champion as assistant coach with D-Wade and LeBron James for Miami Heat. And I got some time to spend with him down in Miami at D-Wade's fantasy camp. He is hard and very stern, but it comes from a brotherly place. His ability to build the right culture in New York will be imperative, but it all starts with that kind of teaching.
Nothing going here on that drive to J.R. Smith. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Can't do much better than that. Kyle Korver misses the shot.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
To Ntilikina. Missed that one. His coach cannot be a happy camper.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
Burke with it. 8-2 our score. To Ntilikina. To Cantor. Knicks with 4 to shoot. And it's Cantor. Good start. He's made his first shot.
That was a tough shot. The guy was in your pocket. He even contested the shot. Everything was going according to plan until then.
Now the Cavs gonna signal for timeout as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Sexton to Korver. Hood to Colin Sexton. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Beyond the arc for 3. Jay, they've been waiting for that to go down, but here they are trying to chip away and cut into this margin.
And there's nothing more frustrating as a shooter to get open looks and not see the ball go in. But if they do, that could be the start of a problem.
Three-pointer at the buzzer, almost. It would have counted, but it's no good. And that does it for the first quarter. Jay, 1 quarter down. Both sides getting a feel for where this game is going.
Well, first off, I'm going to take my analytical hat off and then put my fan hat on. This has been a blasé first quarter. Not good, not bad, right in between. Let's see how both teams come out and try to adjust themselves in the second half.
Nothing going here on that drive to Rodney Hood. Can't connect from in close.
And this happens all the time in this league. Sometimes offensively, you're tired. It's one of those type of nights. You combine that with the fact that the defense is hungry and active and contesting everything. That's why shots aren't dropping.
Shot by Moutier, no good. Cavaliers with the basketball. Hill to Colin Sexton. Last year, Jay, Knicks with 29 victories, but that was with Porzingis going down in February. We'll have to see when the big fella, if he comes back this year.
Well, he'll come back. He's been doing some things on the boat in the offseason that a lot of people have made fun of, but I think Coach Fizdale will get this team back on track, and what he was able to do towards the end of the season by taking Frank Ntilikina and Emmanuel Moutier to a playoff game to let them show the toughness it takes to get to the next level will be instrumental.
Hill into the front court. 5-point game to Colin Sexton. George Hill to Colin Sexton. Can't connect.
And you hate to say this, but this is the reality of the matter. Sometimes it takes guys a little while to warm up into the game. Seems like they finally found their rhythm in the second quarter.
To Cantor. And it's Cantor. He's 2 for 2 now.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Hill to Colin Sexton. Baseline drive. Nice finish at the rim.
Not only does he have the frame, not only does he have the speed, but they called him the young bull for a reason. Let me bring you back to a game where he played against Minnesota. Multiple kids on his team when he played for Alabama got hurt. There were only 3 players for Alabama to play on the court. 3 versus 5. Colin Sexton had 40 points and almost led his team to a victory. That's how easy he makes it look scoring the basketball.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. To Hardaway.
Get over.
New York with 4 to shoot. To Hardaway. 4-3. Not that time. He missed it. Ball in possession of Cleveland. Corver to George Hill. To Love. Passed it off. Can't connect from inside. Ntilikina into the front court. Up 5. Nothing going here on that drive. Ntilikina. Here comes the screen. To Kevin Knox. Trey Burke. Missed it. Hill across the timeline. Down 5. And scores. Strong take.
One could make the case he might be glad he didn't get the and one.
To Ntilikina. Not that time.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Look out, Larry Nance Jr.
And ball movement is one of those great things. One of the things you learn early in this game is that if everybody gets involved, then everyone has a chance to win.
Have a look for yourself at the display behind section 121 and place your bid. Don't miss your chance at some excellent memorabilia.
Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here comes some changes.
Number 13, Tristan Thompson. Into the game for the New York Knicks.
To Ntilikina. Goes to the right side. Hardaway to Ntilikina. And he's going to the free throw line.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Tim Hardaway Jr. at the line. First free throw is good. And he makes them both. Cleveland has the basketball. Here comes the screen. George Hill to J.R. Smith. Hill to J.R. Smith. Hill. That's good D. Shot no good.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession.
It's good at the buzzer. Nice finish and more cash in the bank as we've hit the break. That's it for the first half. The Knicks have the lead.
It's time for the Rose Report at halftime, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. The Knicks entered the locker room at halftime with a significant lead, and these guys have every reason to feel good about how they scored effectively in that opening half. Great offensive display. These are the guys getting buckets for the New York Knicks. The Cavaliers have got themselves in a bad situation that seems likely to only get worse. At this point, it's all about pride and mental toughness. A comeback is not impossible, but it's also not likely. These are the guys getting buckets for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Game track. Points in the paint.
The Cleveland Cavaliers are in a situation where if I was the coach of the team, I'd hope they'd be insulted by the way they gave up points in the paint. Going into the second half, these guys really need to have some pride and be more assertive around the basket defensively. They allow most of those interior points in the opening quarter.
Player of the half.
Enes Kanter put in the hard work that's needed to grab all of those rebounds. He was a rock for his team.
Who was cold?
Hill was inefficient in the first half. He's forcing the issue from three, and it's holding him back from being more productive on the offensive end. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
Cavs at the controls. George Hill to Love. Knocked loose. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Frank Ntilikina. Korver. To Hill. Fires the three. Now preparing to shoot at the line.
There's a very fine line between maximum effort and carelessness. I'm willing to live with a few mistakes and maximum effort than having to constantly remind my players to close out.
J.R. Smith at the line. First try, no good. Missed the middle one. One more coming. he goes 1 for 3 on this trip to the line. Burke with it. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. KNICKS.
Screen coming up.
Nothing going here on that drive. Shot by Thomas misses.
And when you miss so many chippies right around the rim, you look at their points in the paint production. First half, they were great. Second half, not so much.
Hill to Love. Straight down the middle of the lane. Way to punch it home.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Cavaliers with the basketball. George Hill to J.R. Smith. Thompson to George Hill. Inside, he scores.
What a pass. I have no clue how that ball even made it through the traffic.
Burke with it. They lead it. 4-point game. Here comes the screen. To Cantor. From the painted area, won't go down. On the follow. Way to stay with it.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Hill into the front court. The deficit is 6. Screen coming. Kevin Love. It's been a quiet night. Only 3 attempts, but he makes that one stick.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
To Cantor. No good. Defense catching a break there. Hill across the timeline. His guys trail now by 4. To Korver. It's Cantor with the board. Burke with it. He'll run the offense. To KNICKS. And it's Cantor. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
To J.R. Smith. Hill. Well defended.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
To Hardaway. To KNICKS.
Watch that back door. Watch the cutter, man.
Keep on trying. Shot's no good there. Ball in possession of Cleveland. Hill to Love. To Hill. The screen sets him up for 2.
I wasn't necessarily sure which way that PNR was going, but I guess neither was the defense. That makes 2 of us.
Now a whistle, and we'll get a timeout for the Knicks as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. Changes coming from both sides right now.
Substitutions. Cleveland. 1 minute.
To Moutier. Five seconds to shoot. Fires the 3. Moutier can't get that one to go. Defense was all over him. Hood Shot from the lane won't go.
I agree. I thought there was a foul, but also it's all about your approach. You can't come down the lane and jump off one leg. It's called a power lift. Go off two legs and expect the contact.
Moutier.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1. First foul in the last 2 minutes.
And counted at the rim.
The defense needs to be in more of a stance and react better. A player with that kind of NBA talent level will get to the rim every time with moves like that.
No good. 3 quarters down. The Knicks have the lead. The Knicks to inbound here to start the fourth quarter. They had the lead coming out of halftime. They were able to extend that lead in the third quarter.
A lot of fans and players get consumed with the big plays, but the coaches love seeing their teams continuing to do the little things. That's how you increase the lead.
Cleveland has the basketball. George Hill. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Burke with it. It's an 8-point lead.
Screen coming.
Trying to cash in. Knocks it down. Off the step back.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Hill into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Nance gets it in the right corner. To Love. Hill. Oh, mistake there as the pass stolen by the Knicks.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
The Cavs secure the rebound. To Korver. Love. Hood to Love. Can't connect.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Kevin Knox to Cantor. Good look that time, but off the mark. Knocked loose. Knicks come away with it. Moutier with it up top. His team leads it by 10. And a nice finish at the rim.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
Now a whistle, and Cleveland is going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. George Hill to Love. Hill. And the rebound going to be taken in by Thomas. Tanilikina. Oh, the touch at the rim. Counted.
Oh, don't see the read. Be the read.
Cavs at the controls. Hill to J.R. Smith. George Hill. On a pass stolen by the Knicks.
You better get back on D. This thing is not over.
The drive right to the basket. Drive on the baseline, but his shot stays out.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Here comes the screen. 5 to shoot for Cleveland. Lets it fly from long range. Kyle Korver at the line. And hits the first free throw. Hits the second. One more coming. Knocks down all three at the line. To Cantor. Here's a chance from long range. Oh, and it's Cantor, of all people. Hand in his face, hits a three.
Ooh, welcome to the new reality. Positionless basketball. Bigs are now PGs with the ability to drain threes.
Hill to J.R. Smith. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
J.R. Smith at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He struggled so far. One free throw good, so he converts on the three-point play, and the lead down to 11. Cavaliers with the basketball. Korver calls out of bounds. Last touch by Kyle Korver. Burke with it. It's an 11-point game. To Cantor. A lot of contact. No whistle.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Deep three at the buzzer. It's a victory for the Knicks as they get a good win on the road. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose. and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Knicks got the win with a comfortable scoring margin. And some people may disagree, but I think their ball movement was the biggest key to their victory. Still, I think we'd all agree that they made the defense look slow and confused throughout this matchup. The Cavaliers couldn't put it together to get the victory here today. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Game track. Steals.
As you can see in the highlights, this team did a great job of staying competitive and putting in the necessary effort to get the win.
Player of the game.
Enes Kanter gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.
The New York Knicks control the tap. Nothing going here on that drive. Screen coming. To Hardaway. Neely Kiddo with a shot, no good.
See, the defender did a really good job. He stayed down. He didn't go and bite for all the head fakes. He waited until the last second to contest that shot. Way to know the scouting report.
Smith to Love. Smith to George Hill. Going a launch beyond the arc. His first effort off the mark.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
From the painted area, won't go down. Smith now into the front court. He'll run the offense. To Love. Kevin Love, good start. He's made his first shot.
Old school equals high percentage.
Let's see what the Knicks can do here. To Hardaway. Surveys the floor. Here comes the screen. Shot from the lane won't go.
And a lot of times in this league, teams take days off. But if this defense keeps maintaining that style of pace defensively, this is going to be a dogfight.
For three, knocks it down.
Not everybody possesses this power, but wow, what court awareness.
Burke with it. Down 5. To Hardaway. To Cantor. Rebound Korver. Hill across the timeline. Up 5. Short jumper off the mark.
You see, this is something that everybody has, but some people choose to use it or not. I'm glad you choose to use effort on getting around those screens.
Here comes the screen. Hardaway to Cantor. And it's Cantor. First couple didn't go. That one is true.
Just remember an old saying here. You're only as good as your last shot, and your last shot went in. So it's time to get going.
George Hill to Love. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket. Timeout here for the Knicks. They'll catch their breath in what's now a 5-point game. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor.
Into the game for the Knicks, number 20.
To Hardaway. And it's Cantor above the rim.
Everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once? Okay. But you're definitely not fooling me twice.
Sexton to Rodney Hood. Smith to Colin Sexton. No, I missed a short one there. Here comes the screen. Hardaway. Trey Burke. Cleveland has the rebound. In the front court comes Smith. Counting down towards 1 minute to play here in what's been a fast-moving opening quarter. To Rodney Hood. Smith. They've slowed down the pace. Now 3 on the shot clock from long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
But it was how he created the shot. As a defender, there's a tendency to stand up when you stare at the ball. Offensive player recognized that, continuously moved without the ball. Bang, that's how he set it up.
Thomas's shot there won't go.
See, I don't like that shot right there. Pass the ball, get the defense moving, maybe set a hard screen, roll to the rim, see the ball go in a couple of times before you settle for a mid-range jumper that's contested.
That's out. Last touch by Larry Nance Jr. Bears want some new guys out there. Here comes a substitution. Corner three at the buzzer. Time expires. The Cavaliers have the lead. Time to turn the page after a close first quarter. Jay, what stood out?
A filling out process between each teams, and also, Ed, a filling out process with the referees. A lot of quick whistles. The game is being called differently. Look to see how both teams adjust.
Here comes the screen. Hood to Hill. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by George Hill. The possession lies with New York. Moutier. Here comes the screen. Moutier to Alonzo Trier. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That one off the mark. It's no good. Hill into the front court. 10-4 is the score. Short jumper off the mark. To Moutier. That pass stolen by the Cavs.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
Corbett to Rodney Hood. Corbett to George Hill. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
New York in control of the basketball. Moutier. To Alonzo Trier. Beyond the arc for three. That's rebounded by the Cavaliers. And the finish at the rim.
I could see the beads of sweat forming when he had to put the ball on the ground there. You still got it, though.
Coach of the Knicks signals for a timeout as he'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Jay, last few drafts, the Knicks have gone younger. What do you like about Kevin Knox and his raw potential?
His upside. He just turned 19 on August 11th of this past summer, and what he did in Summer League blew my mind. Was first-team All-NBA Summer League, averaged 24 points, shooting 47% from the field. This kid has every chance to be a star.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Moutier.
Subbing in for Cleveland, number 0, Kevin Love.
To Alonzo Trier. 4-3. Good contest. No dice for Trier. Hood to Hill. Goes to the left side. Kevin Love, 3 for 3 in this first half.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
To Cantor. From the outside, no good.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Thompson to Love. Nothing going here on that drive. Down to 5 on the 24. Fires the 3. That won't go. And draws the foul.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Tristan Thompson at the line. And he connects on the first free throw.
Subbing in the Cleveland Cavaliers, number 5, J.R. Smith.
Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. New York Knicks basketball. Cleans it up. Offensive board to Hardaway. Fires the 3. Nice setup. And it's Hardaway with the 3 off the catch and shoot.
Great shot by the offense. But the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
Kevin Love off the mark. Burke with it. Counting down toward a minute to go in this first half. He was hacked. They let it go.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
And it's Cantor. 3 for 6 now.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Ball in possession of Cleveland. Hill to Love. Here comes the screen. Smith to Korver. Lets it fly from long range. You need a brick wall to defend this guy. One of the best in the game, Kyle Korver.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Knocked loose. Cavs have it. Inside, he scores. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Lance Thomas. Time expires to end the first half. The Cavs with a sizable advantage.
Thanks, Ed. The Cavaliers dominated this matchup from the opening tip. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Game track. Missed threes. Player of the half. ice cold.
Trey Burke couldn't throw it in the ocean if he was standing on the beach. I'm sure he'd like to redeem himself in the second half. But the way things have been going thus far, it's hard to believe it's going to happen for him. Here's our top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. Hill across the timeline. His team on top by 13. To Love. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Kevin Love trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 82%. Love, good with the free throw. Old-fashioned three-point play as the Cavs add to their lead. Knicks with the basketball. Jay, the Knicks searched long and hard for their next head coach. They chose David Fizdale. Why was this the right choice?
Well, first off, he's a two-time NBA champion as assistant coach with D. Wade and LeBron James from Miami Heat. And I got some time to spend with him down in Miami at D. Wade's fantasy camp. He is hard and very stern, but it comes from a brotherly place. His ability to build the right culture in New York will be imperative, but it all starts with that kind of teaching.
Has a chance. Can't connect. Defense did its job that time. Smith into the front court. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Did you see that change of direction mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off the rim? That was a thing of beauty.
Now the coach of the Knicks going to signal for a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter.
Those who have already participated in this community event.
Ntilikina to Kevin Knox. Deep right corner to Ntilikina. Kevin Knox. Knicks with 4 to shoot. Here's a chance from long range. Defense taking a page from Ntilikina. Missed the three. Cleveland has the basketball. Korver to J.R. Smith. They'll get it down to Thompson. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
There you go. Finally. Shoot your shot.
Ntilikina with the basketball. His guys down big. To Hardaway. Here comes the screen. Hardaway to Cantor. And it's Cantor. 4 out of 7.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Plenty of contact. The shot no good.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like his mere presence in the paint was enough to make the offensive player miss the shot before he even got off the ground.
And he's fouled. A couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Tim Hardaway Jr. at the line. Knocks down the first. Second one off the mark. He goes 1 for 2. To J.R. Smith. Going to launch beyond the arc. Oh, and J.R., it can be no, no, no. Yes, when it goes in.
Man, you making people dance out there? I see you with the footwork.
To Hardaway. Shot from the lane won't go.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short arm a shot.
Has a look. George Hill. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
For 3. Rebound Korver.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
Able to convert inside.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Trey Burke. Not that time. Short jumper won't go down.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Tanilakina. Wide open look won't go.
If I'm the player that just missed that shot, just because you're open doesn't mean you need to shoot. You can put the ball down on the ground and drive to the rim.
George Hill to J.R. Smith. Cavs with 4 to shoot. Love. Can't connect. Burke with it. Down a bundle. Deep 3 at the buzzer. Third quarter comes to an end. The Cavaliers enjoying a healthy lead. The Knicks to inbound here to start the fourth quarter, and they've really had very little go right for them on either end of the floor.
Remember that old line, your attitude determines your altitude? Well, when you see dejected faces on the sideline, that poor body language gave you an impression that they had no chance to win this game.
Hood to Love. The pass set it all up.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
To Hardaway. Moutier to Kevin Knox. Here comes the screen. Deep 2 there, won't go.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
To Moutier. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
That's all you. That's all you.
Screen coming. Five to shoot for Cleveland. To Love. Enes Kanter sends it away.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
New blood coming in for both sides.
Number 11, Frank Ntilikina. Subbing in, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Number 3, George Hill.
Ntilikina. Trying to cash in. The screen sets him up for two.
I wasn't quite expecting him to get there, but I can be wrong. Sometimes, not a lot, but maybe sometimes.
Hill to J.R. Smith. To George Hill. Count the bucket for two.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Ntilikina to Moutier. Enes Kanter above the rim.
Ed, did you see what this pass just did? Now it encourages his teammates to move with more sense of urgency because they understand that next time down the court, they might be on the receiving end of that pass.
No good. Oh, it looked like he may have gotten him there.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
To Ntilikina. Has a chance. Not that time.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
To Love. Around the perimeter. From long range. No good.
Uh-oh, lock-up time.
He gets it.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Cavs at the controls.
I got him.
George Hill to Korver. Sizing up the defense. Nance to Korver. Has a look. He shoots. Oh, off the mark. Ntilikina into the front court. He'll run the offense.
Shoot right.
1 minute remaining in the 4th quarter.
Moutier to Ntilikina. Goes to the left side. Moutier to Kevin Knox. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Kevin Knox forced that one. Well defended. Hill into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. Here comes the screen. Hill to Korver. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Trying to cash in. Hill can't connect.
You know, as a shooter, you recognize that was good defense, but that's more on you than it is the defense. Challenge yourself to get the ball back and continue to be aggressive.
Deep 3 at the buzzer, and he's fouled, and he earns a trip to the line.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
First try at the line, no good. Gets a second to go with one more to come. Can't take advantage. 1 for 3 at the line. The Cavs are victorious as they win this one handily. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen, saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Cavaliers were simply amazing in this contest. The scoring display they put on is going to be hard to forget. It's hard to imagine anyone doesn't come away impressed with how effectively they score their points. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Knicks lost this game long before the final buzzer. And every team in this league loses games. You just don't want to lose them like this. I can already see a players-only meeting in their future. Check out the leading scores for the New York Knicks.
Game track. Rebounds.
The New York Knicks.
Yo, should I get this? I already own 2K though.
And in turn, it resulted in a loss. Rebounds are certainly not a glamorous stat, but wins are. And without competitive rebounding, you're not going to get wins.
Player of the game.
Kevin Love could not have been more impressive in this game. The way he scored the basketball looked like he was playing with kids in high school.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. Here's our top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
See y'all next time. Jalen Rose signing out.